Hello and welcome to this video, which is about being poisoned as an empath and how you're being poisoned and what that's all about. What am I talking about? You're being poisoned. Oh my God, that's so scary. I'm Catherine Bird, and I train and mentor healing and spiritual practitioners, empaths, all kinds of practitioners, and people that want to be of service and in the world. You know, if you're sensitive, you want to be of service, you're in the right place. So let's get down to it. If you've been watching any previous videos of mine, you know I'm going to give you a lot of information in a short period of time. I talk fast and get it out there because you don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time for this, but we got to get this information to you. Okay. So, poison. So mostly I want to talk about repressed, unrepresented, and unmoved emotions. And then also, let's talk a little about shame and judgment. That's in there too, right? So those are these big pieces we want to get into right now. So let's talk about childhood. Let's talk about who we are. I want you to think about your favorite 3-year-old or 2-year-old, right? Big emotions, big expression, big energy, explosions. They're a little bit all over the place, right? Now, even older children will have pretty strong emotional experiences. So from an early age, most of us, especially when we were really sensitive, especially because we were trying to track our environment and stay safe and make sure we're okay, and is mom okay, and is dad okay, and what's going on, am I okay? I don't know. I came into this situation. I don't think I'm okay here, trying to figure it out. So we're hypervigilant. And then we're feeling a lot of emotions and energy in the environment, picking up on them, welcoming them into our little body to try to process them, because we're trying to remain safe and understand our situation. And we're feeling in our truest, rawest sense of self. And we're told, stop being so sensitive. How many times have you heard that? Stop, you're so sensitive. I know a lot of people who's, they get that from mom a lot of times. For some reason, girls get it from mom, boys get it from dad. Stop being so sensitive. You're so sensitive. Don't be a crybaby. Big girls, big boys don't cry. That didn't hurt. Whatever it is, right? Shut up. Your emotions are not valid. What you're experiencing isn't what you're experiencing. I'm not reflecting that what you're experiencing is true. I'm telling you to stop it. And with that, we're, mom and dad, bless their hearts, right? They didn't know what they were doing. They're just trying the best they can, right? With what they were given, which was worse than what you got, probably. So they're uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable with emotions. They're uncomfortable with their emotions. They're uncomfortable with your emotions. They're uncomfortable with all of it. So if we could just stop, that'd be great. But that's not what is maybe the most healthy thing, right? We need to be witnessed in our emotions and led to understand that we're okay, even inside the experience that we're having, and that no one is punishing us or hating us or taking love away or whatever because we're having an experience. So we learn how to repress our emotions. And then we learn to be ashamed and to judge all of our feelings and all of our emotions. And we stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff. And we can't move them. We don't understand how to move them. We're not taught this stuff, people. We're just not. We're not taught breathing practices and movement practices and how to move energy. We're not taught how to be emotionally healthy and tuned. We're put into these desks when we're really tiny, and we're made to sit still for so many hours of the day. And if we move, we're in trouble. And even though we're in this classroom of other people, and we're feeling all of having a huge emotional experience inside, we have to hold it together and be still and quiet and not act out. I mean, kids these days are sent to police officers come and put them in handcuffs because they're having a bit of a freak out, right? Because their environment is so intense and they're just reflecting this environment. And that's what we do. We reflect our environment. We are designed to do that. So we are really taught that our emotions are very bad. We are taught to ignore them. We're often ignored when we're having emotions. We're gaslit, right? What we're experiencing is not what we're experiencing. It's not okay to experience what we're experiencing. It's not okay to express what we're experiencing, to have boundaries, to stand up for ourselves, to have anger, to have sadness, to express grief. It's not safe. It's not wanted. And so we're taught to basically go to coping mechanisms, right? Like all of our things. And I talked about them before, right? Medication, food, drugs, alcohol, media, whatever, distractions and things that we do to keep ourselves from feeling whatever it is we're feeling. And we're also trying to process everybody else's emotions in our house because, sensitive people they say that we're a quarter of the population. And so we're feeling everything, and everybody else in our house, we're like, are you crazy? Like, are you not aware of what's going on here? Are you not, like, what is happening? Why am I in this crazy house where nobody seems to be aware of what I'm experiencing? And we're trying really hard to make everybody happy, to be caretakers, to be safe in our environment. And we're doing this more and more, and we have no tools except for to be repressed. We might then at some point start acting out, maybe acting out through, drugs and alcohol, sex, acts of violence, different things that we might act out on usually, as we go into our teen years. We realize those things don't work after a while, hopefully. And then we're still repressing, right? We might take away some of the coping mechanisms, but we're still repressing these energies and emotions. And that really leads to illness, depression, anxiety, just feeling a lot of apathy and shut down, feeling overwhelmed in the environment can kind of, go to one extreme and then the other, depending on you and what your natural energy system is like. And we lose access to our higher spiritual connections, to health, vitality, to deep connections in our relationships. There's so much that we lose access to when we're in this space, and it. I know it. It's like you wanna sabotage your career, like especially as an entrepreneur. You want to sabotage your business. You want to sabotage your work. You want to sabotage your whatever it is, your purpose. Emotional upset. Just go for emotional upset. Emotional upset will take you out and will keep you in bed, or will, put you into a space where you're just, whatever, having milkshakes and watching Netflix and drinking wine and like tuning out because everything's so much. So as we go through this process, we really have to clear out all this old stuff. Hate to say it, but the stuff even that's stored in your body from when you were a kid is still there oftentimes. And so there's that need to clean the poison out, right? It's like it's so full, so compacted that nothing can get through. It's like the sink drain is completely full of hair and gunk, and you're trying to run the water and the water just won't go through. That's just the fact of life. That's That's the way that it is. And so health, vitality, energy, joy, be on purpose, all of these things when the sink is gummed up. So we have to move these energies out of the body that we've been repressing and holding on to all of our life. We have to deal with the shame that we have over having these energies and emotions and feelings. We have to let go of the judgment that we have over having had the experiences that we've had from our childhood and beyond that have created the conditions for us to create the coping mechanisms that we have, so that we can come into a deeper state of self-care and self-love, to let go of the fact that we're not worthy of more attention from ourselves and more work with ourselves. We have to connect to these parts of us that have been traumatized, that have been lost, like these parts that have just like, I'm out. These parts that are still in pain, that we simply have closed the door on for so long that we're not aware that we're running our lives from that pain and from that part of us that's very young usually. And you know, the great thing is it's all possible. These emotions can be worked with, they can be moved, that we have the capability to be able to do this work, you know, to get to this place of trust and freedom and joy, to understand that this repression is poison, that it keeps us from being open. It keeps us collapsed and shut down. And over time, it does make us sick, physically sick, mentally sick, emotionally sick. So you have to clear your energy and do this healing work, because otherwise you'll burn out. That's just the what happens, right? And especially if you're on purpose of being a practitioner, of helping people, you feel really called to help and support other people. This is where you have to start, and you have to keep looking and going to the next level. What are the next tools? What's the next thing I need to learn? What's the next piece of mastery that needs to come in to build the robustness of my inner self, so that I can radiate out what I am here to create? Compassion, love, joy, so that we can sit in true empathy with others and help them heal. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments or message or wherever about where you maybe have felt that you feel this poison, right? Sometimes you can feel it almost sensationally, like, wow, there's so strong inside of me, and I'm not sure what this is all about, but I know I need to do something about it. To look at where this came from, maybe, and then start to think about, okay, what's next? What's the next piece? And I hope that this is getting your wheels spinning about some of these things. And I'm going to be putting out another video. The next one is about emotional contagion, energetic contagion, right? We've all lived in this world of a very contagious virus. And so I'm going to talk about the virus of emotions and energy and thought forms, and what the more subtle layers of that, what those things mean, and what the subtle layers of that is, and how that affects us as sensitives, and what what we're generally doing with that, and then what we could do otherwise. All right, I hope you have a very blessed day.